Oh boy, it's cold. Hey everyone, welcome to another review of fucking me driving. It's the easiest time to talk about the movies, unless it's the Oscars or talking about an older movie that I had to write some notes for. Didn't have to write notes for this one. So I just got out of seeing A Complete Unknown. I am like 3 weeks late to this movie. Fuck it. Shit happens. Wowie. I was expecting to not like this film because, I mean, here's the thing. I've been hearing it's, like, just pretty good. Haven't heard great things. It don't seem like it's bad things. It's not Bohemian Rhapsody where it's, like, very mixed reviewed and the people who I tend to trust hate it. The people who I actually trust reviewed this film are all like, it's pretty good. I've heard some say they absolutely love it. A few are, like, in the middle, but I haven't really heard like a lot of negative or mixed things about it, and that's a pretty good positive. Also, Timmy is getting the buzz for Best Actor right now. Love Timothée Chalamet, fucking great. Keep doing what you're doing. Make our generation look good, man. Do it for real. I mean, like, what is there really to fucking say about this movie? It's getting a lot of buzz around award season, even though the reviews are just pretty good, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's usually a sign that it's a basic, I'll forget about it in 2 days biopic. Fucking great, another one of those. I haven't even seen the Bob Marley one, because I was hearing that's all that was, and I'm just like, I don't fucking need more of them. However, I do love Timothée Chalamet. Besides the Indiana Jones film, trust in James Mangold. He also did Walk the Line, so he clearly has an experience with music biopics, and a good one at that. That is a good one. And on many levels, it's just like, I love Bob Dylan's music. I've always liked Bob Dylan's music. I have probably like just a Spotify playlist of about 17 Bob Dylan songs. About 5 of them are in this movie, so some really good ones are in here. I might need to add a few more after listening to this movie. Maybe I'll just keep the same playlist, but then just put in the same songs that they play in this movie, but put in the Timmy versions as well, because Timothy does a really good job. He's not like fully impersonating Bob Dylan 100%, but it feels just like more of a respectful performance of him as an idea. It's not just a impersonation. It feels like it doesn't come off like that, which I enjoyed first and foremost. Holy shit, I fucking loved this movie. What the fuck? I was amazed. By the time we got to the final act, I was just like, am I like fucking in love with this? I've cried during like 2 musical numbers. The performances just kept getting to me. I loved how the film looked. It's a very simple but nice looking movie. A good looking biopic, not all over the place like a typical musical biopic, and it doesn't have the shitty editing, say, of a Bohemian Rhapsody in there. Nothing to worry about there. It's not doing also the Rocket Man thing where it is a musical that it happens to be a biopic about Elton John, but it's framed as a musical, where it's like musical sequences where people will spontaneously start singing. It's more of a concert film, honestly. I mean, I would say of the 2 hour and 20 minute screen time, at least 1 hour and 40 minutes of it is music being performed. It's pretty constant. But the movie is told through the music, and I kind of fucking love that. I don't know. There's something about how the film was going where I was like, we start in 1961, and then just within like 40 minutes of time, I was just like, wow, he's been playing through songs, you start to see his growth, but that's how the movie is moving. It doesn't like, I don't know, it kind of goes through time. At a point, you see a sign where they're playing at a music festival, and it's 1963, and I was like, shit, we moved 2 years through life, and I was like, but we haven't even seen the character grow, nor have I really learned anything about him. And then you kind of start to easily realize, wow, this title is not lying. The film is not trying to lie to you. I've always known Bob Dylan is sort of like this mysterious figure who rose to fame very quickly through his folk music and tried to then create something new out of it. And we don't really know much about him as a person, not really. And this is a film that if you're going in to learn, like, I want to know about Bob Dylan's story, I want to know how he rose to fame. It's not even really about the rise to fame. I mean, it's kind of like a jump cut at that point. It's just like, he's a nobody, he's kind of getting out there, oh, he's famous, And it doesn't really linger on those things of how he got to each of those places. It doesn't linger on his controversies. It doesn't linger on really any of that shit. It's because the film is just simply not about that. That's not what this film is about. And I love that it's not derivative of all the other musical biopics we see. This whole film is trying to set sort of a standard message. It almost feels like a satire of a musical biopic, even though it's a very serious film. It's not anything like comedic. It just comes off like, hey, you seen all those other musical biopics that just tell you how you're meant to feel directly about a person? Like, well, what do you feel through the stuff that they've given you? You know? He's viewed as one thing, and now he's forced to play folk music forever. Is that how we're supposed to look at this person that you love their music? Is that how you're supposed to just see them, as simply as a person who created these songs and will replay these songs for life, sort of at a natural level? Or is he someone different underneath? Does he not want to be seen that way and still wants to write music, but he is his own person, and you just kind of have to fucking let him be, you know? It's a freedom thing, sort of. And you know, the film, even by the ending, like, I'm not going to spoil the ending because you don't know where this goes, but it really is about him, like, not being forced to play the same music kind of over and over again. And a character pretty much tells him, like, you got what you wanted, like, freedom. And his whole response to that is just like, sure. You don't really know how he feels as a person. And then there's a final moment of the movie, the very, very last scene. It made me tear up a bit. I was like, it's exactly how it feels. It feels like you're just saying goodbye to someone, you know? Someone that you don't really know, but that mystery, you just know there's some pain behind those eyes. I mean, hell, I think Timothée Chalamet smiles 3 times in the entire movie, and they're the tiniest fucking smiles ever. Oh, by the way, Timothy is fucking great. I understand the awards buzz now. I get it. I haven't seen The Brutalist. It's finally hitting wide release for me this weekend, so I can tell you then if Adrian Brody's the deserving winner. I would still probably, in my heart, even though it's never going to happen, he may not even get nominated, but it seems like he's on the edge of it. Daniel Craig in Queer, probably who I'm rooting for currently, just as a performance alone. But fucking man, oh man, I can't deny Timmy, he's done it. If Timmy wins, I wouldn't be mad, but Timmy through all these years has been nominated quite a bit, and honestly, at some point, I think he will win. It's bound to happen. You know, everyone just goes, Leo's been nominated like 8 times, why doesn't he win? And then he wins for like The Revenant, and you're like, that's a good performance. It's not your best, I guess you deserve to win just for all the years you haven't won for great performances. I feel like Timmy's gonna fall into that category sometime down the line. But no, this film just, it very much, it had me thinking. I was like, I don't think a music biopic has had me just sit there and go like, I really just don't know this person or what they've been through, but I can see that they have a lot of care and love into the stuff that they want to make, and they don't want people, he doesn't want people just to see him as like, it's Bob Dylan, the guy who wrote the folk music that I like. He wants to be someone different than how he's viewed. And I just thought it was really good. I also liked Pete Seeger, played by Edward Norton in this film. I thought he was really good. He plays this kind of counterbalance of when he first meets Bob Dylan and gets him his sort of start to fame under the folk music, you know, sort of celebration about justice. But then the film kind of takes a turn on him. And I wrote in my review on Letterboxd, actually, like, does the movie frame Bob Dylan as the hero or the villain? Or is he just a person being a person who's made his own decisions and made his own music? I mean, no matter what period of music you listen to for Bob Dylan, if you listen to some of his newer records, you listen to his records when he was in his 20s, like he is through in this film, or you listen to him, you know, kind of around like the 90s. Like, either way, he's changed the genre of music in some way. He is a folk artist, but it's not just all about the folk music. You know, it's not about the way he's meant to play it, you know? And I really like that the film addresses that, too. It's just interesting. It's not your typical music biopic. It's not about the person. It is about the music he creates and what he leaves to the other people. And how do the people see him when he changes his music? And how will the people see him thousands of years from now? Fuck, I don't know. Maybe more like hundreds of years. I shouldn't say thousands. Shit, that's a little bit crazy. But, yeah. I mean, shit, the film even ends with, like, telling you, you know, you always get the text at the end of a biopic of like, here's where they are now. They sold this many records. Aren't they fucking awesome? But this film just kind of lets you know, like, he's the only person to win the Nobel Prize for literature. And he did not show up to the ceremony. That's what the last thing says, is like, he did not attend the ceremony. Just letting you know, he won this huge grand award, something to be truly celebrated on such an amazing level. A fucking Nobel Prize. Didn't go. Did not go. First musician to win that. And he just didn't show up. And only, I believe, is what it says. The only musician to win that award. And it's just like, yeah, man's a mystery. But, you know, that's the man in me. You guys know that song, Man in Me reference? Yeah. Very much enjoyed the film. Love the music. Had me tear up at a few points. I heavily recommend it. I'm pissed that I loved it. I'm pissed that I loved it so goddamn much. This is gonna definitely throw around my top 20 and make something different out of it, but I wouldn't be mad to see this get some awards. I wouldn't be mad. Not saying Timmy needs to win, but I wouldn't be mad about it. Let's just be fucking real. Yeah, but it seems like people are more mixed on it. I clearly love this more than... I have 3 friends who have seen it, and they all gave it a 3 on Letterboxd. Whoops. I'm very different. Maybe it's me being a straight white man. I don't know. Do I find that mysterious appeal in another straight white man of Bob Dylan? I don't know. I don't even think Bob Dylan knows. He probably knows that this movie got made and probably just has not much to say about it, but fuck yeah. Go James Mangold, you're back. This is probably the best James Mangold film since Logan. I might like it more than Logan. I don't know. This might be even my favorite James Mangold film. I don't fucking know. I think it's even better than Walk the Line. And yeah, also made me want to rewatch Walk the Line. I mean, hey, shit. You know, also having Johnny Cash in the film, you know, kind of interesting. That's about all I have to say. Yeah, 9 out of 10. I'm shocked. I'm genuinely like still have left the movie and I'm just like, fuck, man. I also got to see this in a private theater, so it was just silent, and I got to like tap my toe to the music, and I don't know, I got more wrapped up into it. I didn't even check my phone once, and this movie's apparently 2 hours and 20 minutes. Didn't feel like it to me, and I think that's also a very strong positive on behalf of the film. So, yeah, next film I should be seeing is probably Better Man or The Last Showgirl, and whichever one it is, I might review it next if I feel like talking about it, but I definitely felt like talking about this one. See you then. Goodbye.